we're very pleased to have with us in our first segment not only Nancy Dube from Dube Consulting, but also our sponsors, the Worcester Railers Hockey Club, who are in the middle of a playoff hunt, and hopefully we'll know in the next few days if they're successful, but they've been playing great hockey. And then Worcester Regional Airport, which continues to have exciting news. Nancy, May 3rd, a third daily flight from Worcester to JFK to complement the daily flights to Fort Lauderdale and Orlando. And then an upcoming announcement about possibly another airline coming. So a lot of good things happening.
Nice.
Which all means, hopefully, more business activity for Dube Consulting. Nancy, you've been a longtime member of the Chamber. Dube Consulting, 30 years of experience in the human resources field, a variety of different companies and clients that you've advised and worked on. And, you know, when I think of our Chamber member businesses, you know, so many of them are focused on delivering a service to customers and clients, to making a product, to delivering care, that, you know, it's hard for them to be up on all the elements regarding managing people and human resources, changing laws at the state and federal level, and you assist them in doing that.
Yes, I do, Tim.
Yeah, so can you maybe talk about how your involvement in the Chamber has kind of helped you do that work?
Sure. So my involvement in the Chamber's really helped me because I've become a center of influence. People know me. I'm well connected to the Chamber. I've been going to WIN events, business after hour events. I just joined the ambassador group. I've been active in the Chamber for a good many years, and I get to present on topics of interest. We recently did sexual harassment for WIN. And it was well.
WIN is the Women's Information Network.
Information Network, right? And it was very well attended.
And that's a group that meets monthly, and 75 to 100 women kind of gather.
We had about 87, I think.
Yeah, okay.
I think that was the final count.
Oh, good.
So it's a great opportunity to get exposure for your business and to educate the people that are around you.
Yeah, and that's a big point of why I find many of our member businesses, Chamber member businesses, belong. It's a chance to network, but also to learn about issues that may not be directly core to one's business, but certainly affect it. And so the issue of sexual harassment in the workplace has been in the news, you know, lately, but, you know, someone might read it or see it on TV or read it on Twitter, but then if it happens in your workplace and how to properly respond is a whole nother thing.
When you get the phone call, I have a situation, and you know that they genuinely do have a situation.
Yeah.
And so I've been able to work with other business partners in the Chamber as well. When we did the presentation, there were 3 of us, 2 other HR consultants that also belong to the Chamber. So it's a nice way to get to know your competition and bridge the gaps between you and then work together. And we're able to refer business to one another as well.
Where there may be a conflict or certain things, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And the other piece is, you know, if there are people that have met you, heard you present, you know, they're not online or the phone book trying to cold call somebody that they don't know. There's an established relationship.
Exactly.
So if that need arises, you're there.
Exactly.
Well, you know, and we talked about one example, you know, in terms of the presentation that you gave to the Women's Information Network on sexual harassment. But, you know, what are some of the other services that Dube Consulting and HR firm provides?
Sure. So I work with small to mid-sized businesses. That's my niche. And I help them by answering a question. They can call me up for a quick consult, and I'll just bill them by the half hour. So as needed. Simple solutions. And then they can retain my services on an ongoing basis, maybe to help them write an employee handbook, to conduct an audit of their business and find places where they might get fines. And really, that's the place that I help most businesses, is saving them thousands and thousands of dollars in fines by seeing things that they're deficient in.
Right, and that's what an audit would be. I mean, somebody may not even know they're not in compliance, but for somebody coming in and saying you should be doing things this way, preventative maintenance, I guess, right?
Absolutely.
Right, and so those things, you know, companies are always, you know, job search issues. You there's a new law that's, going into effect, I think July 1st, pay equity. You can advise a company on how to, or, an owner, how to do those evaluations and kind of put the proper procedures and protocols in place.
Sure. So there'll be a lot of benchmarking of compensations for that new law, and to look at all of their staff and what they're being paid, and then there's some calculations that need to be done, and we need to address the job descriptions for that.
Right. Job descriptions are constantly changing, right?
Always.
Yeah. And in that regard, you must work with other vendors and such, because you might be saying, hey, if we're doing an audit, here are the compliance things you need. Could be a lawyer might be involved. It could be, hey, you could be much more efficient by working with a vendor.
Absolutely, and I bridge those partnerships all the time with other chamber members. So I work with attorneys that are members of the chamber. I know Fletcher Tilton's going to be doing a presentation soon.
Right,
and,
Joe Bartulis.
And I work with Joe very closely. We send clients back and forth to each other. I work with payroll providers. I work with benefit providers. So it's always nice that we can partner. And being a small independent, I'm able to unbundle services. So when somebody is using a PEO or something and they're not interested in doing that any longer, I'm able. A PEO is when they have their benefits, they have their payroll, they have their HR, they have everything all bundled in one. An example of that would be an ADP.
Okay.
Everything is bundled, and great option if you're a big employer. Sometimes for a small employer, that's overkill.
Got it. You might not need that level of, so you can help advise and assess the situation and see what's, and just in the minute or so we have left, I mean, you've talked about how you benefit from the chamber, but if you're working with a client or working with a vendor, what would you say to them in terms of being involved with the chamber?
They should do it without hesitation. It's one of the best things that I've ever done. I love the involvement with the chamber. I love your team.
Good group.
There's a lot of energy. We have a lot of fun, and we do business in spite of ourselves.
Well, that's good, right? You have fun and get some business done, and make sure everyone gets paid. That's probably a good note to end it on. But Nancy, thank you for your involvement on lots of different levels and being such a strong advocate of the work of the chamber and articulating the benefit of getting involved. So much of it is referral and networking, and we are, I think, we like to think, the premier organization in which to do that, and people like you validate it. So thanks.
Thank you.